So today I wanted to talk about objections and how to handle objections. For some of you that have been around a bit longer, you may have heard me give a message similar to this. But at the end, I want to wrap up with some examples, and I want to have you guys ask some questions and do some Q&A. Because the actual teaching portion is going to be pretty quick, but it's pretty powerful as well. So who's learned the objection cycle before? What's the objection cycle? You know it?
Yeah.
What is it?
They say no, you say, I totally understand. Then you use logic.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell them, but, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask again.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's basically 3 steps. So the way to handle an objection, there's 3 steps. Step 1 is to acknowledge. The objection. Step 2 is to explain your logic. And step 3, ask again. And Tova, I heard you do this on campus. It's a great thing to use, not just in Cutco, but overall. Now understand, your manual does that for you, okay? Your manual naturally just is going to handle all the objections for you, but I want you to understand what you're doing, and you don't necessarily need to read the manual to get this done. And this is great for dropping down. This is awesome when you're making phone calls, but it's also great for day-to-day life. So what does this actually look like? Like, how does this actually work? So the first thing is to acknowledge the objection. Anytime anybody gives you an objection about anything, the first thing you need to do, can we close that second door, please, is to acknowledge it, right? Let them know that you understood and you heard what you were saying. One of the biggest mistakes newbies make is customers will say something and they just completely ignore what the customer said and keep going about whatever they're doing. But you want to let them know that you understand what they're saying. So, hey, Mr. Jones, no problem. I totally understand. All right, so you acknowledge the objection. The second thing is to explain why you're right? Or explain your logic. Explain why you said what it is that you said. So, hey, Ms. Jones, I totally understand. You know, you probably weren't spending $1,000 on knives today. But, however, like, realistically, you're going to have this stuff forever. You know, you're going to buy this once. You're never going to worry about it again. So if it was too much for the price, we actually have this great thing called the trade-in special, where you can trade in a couple of your knives and you can get a discount on the set. So you're explaining your logic as to why the homemaker makes sense, right? Let me show you the trade-in special, or show the smaller option, or whatever it might be. And then step 3 is just to ask again. Biggest mistake salespeople make, just in general, not in this business overall, is they don't ask for the order, right? They don't ask again. They never ask for the order. They just show the products and smile and wait. And so you got to ask for the order. So this works in anything that you do in life. Let's say that, all right, ladies, all right, you're out with a group of your friends, all right, and there's a new guy, maybe just moved into the area, and you've hung out with him for a couple of weeks. He's a friend of a friend. You know him. He's a cool guy. You just don't know him all that well, all right, and he asks you out on a date. And so at that point, you say no because you're not comfortable because you don't know him that well. You've only known him for 2 weeks or whatever. So you can either accept the no, or you can use the objection cycle. Hey, I totally understand that it's kind of weird that I asked you out to the movies. But the thing is, and I totally understand. You know, we've only known each other for about 2 weeks. We're not really all that close. We haven't talked that much. But I know that you really wanted to see that new movie that's coming out on Friday. So I just figured I'd take you out to dinner. You were talking about how much you love the pasta place anywhere. Obviously, I'll pay. We'll go, watch the movie. Worst case scenario, whatever. We just had fun. Like, we're hanging out anyway. Maybe it turns into something more. You sure you don't want a free movie? Right? How much more likely are you to say yes to that after that explanation? Like, what is there really to lose? You're going to get a free dinner. You're going to go watch the movie you wanted to see anyway. Worst case scenario, you're just hanging out with a friend. Best case scenario, maybe it turns into something more. And so the objection cycle is really powerful in pretty much anything that you do. You know, you're with a bunch of your guy friends, all right? Or you're hanging out with a bunch of people. And you want to go eat at, Sports Grill. You want to go watch the Heat game, right? And your friends are like, dude, we go to Sports Grill all the time. Let's go somewhere else. They're like, hey, dude, I totally understand, right? I know we go to Sports Grill, all the time. But the thing is, the game starts in 5 minutes. If we go anywhere else, we're going to miss tip-off, and we're probably going to get a couple beers, and we're not going to want to drive, all the way to, Buffalo Wild Wings, which is an hour away. This is right down the road. You sure you don't want to just go to Sports Grill? Damn, dude, you're right. Or let's go to Sports Grill, right? And so it works in pretty much any situation that you're in, any scenario that you're in. You just acknowledge the objection, explain your logic, ask again. Hey, Ms. Jones, I totally understand you're busy, and you don't want to see me tomorrow at 6. So, maybe 7 o'clock, before you're at the end of your day when you get home from work, or maybe 8 a.m. before your day got started. Would that work better for you? And offer 2 more times. So acknowledge objection, explain your logic, ask again. And that's really the basis of any objection that you're going to have. That's the easiest way to take care of them.